You know what it means? I really want to know better how to master the graphics, the titles in Adobe Premiere, especially when it's a long list of thank you to, because it's so many.
Do you mean the credits are you talking about? Or
Yeah.
you, oh, you want to know how to do the credits?
Mhm.
Okay, there's multiple ways you could do that.
What is your way? Because I know the way Adobe Premiere shows, but I am not really happy with that. Maybe you had a better way to do it. I really want to know your way.
How do you do your titles now?
I just, for example, I choose the one that is the preset for Adobe Premiere and just put in my time lapse. But when I had, like, for example, so many people to say thank you to,
Mhm.
it's kind of mess. And I don't know why it's different. I really want just for curiosity to know what is your way. Maybe I can learn something from that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I've seen people do them different ways. I've seen them do just like title cards, just like, here's the director, cinematographer, and all the people there. And then maybe another title card might say uh, um, like actors, all the actors here, like on one title card. But then most people in general tend to scroll upward, typically. That's
I
how a
don't like
lot of, what's that?
Yeah, I don't like it that because
Okay.
when it's so many,
Yes, yes.
it's so small, it's so difficult to
Mm,
read the name, and the idea to say thank you is that the people can at least see his or her name on the
yes.
screen, you know?
Oh, I understand 100% what you're saying. And I personally prefer, I like cards, like the cards that pop up and then fade to the other. I can show you how that's done. I've done it different ways. For example, like I've done, I had it done in Illustrator or something, and then export it out as a JPEG file or something like that. Sometimes I'll just
Oh,
type it all out and in one card, and then do a fade into, I don't know, I can show you how I could,
okay.
we'll do a fake thing or something. I
That
can
is
show you
my only
exactly.
question for me. Thank you, Ben.
No worries. Cool. Oh, I'm the host. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so I guess we'll jump into Premiere. Is that good? Is that what you want to see? Cool, we'll do that. Hold on. I think it's open. Wait, let me close out of Spotify. Okay, let's close that out. And let us open up Premiere, which it is open. And what we'll do is I'm gonna put this on the other screen here. And then I wanna share my Premiere. No, actually, this worked better with the portion of the screen sharing. I think that worked better for you guys. Okay, all right. You guys can see this? Every human can see this, I think?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let me explain something to you first and foremost. What's interesting is Premiere, as of, I don't know, maybe this month, I'm not really sure. It's the 17th, because I don't know if I edited anything in May, but maybe I did, I don't remember. But this is super new. The layout is really new. Fortunately, I'm adept of adapting pretty quickly, and I've already kind of looked at this, so I was like, oh, it's totally different than the way it used to be. Okay, cool, no big deal. This will make it a little bit easier for you, but I'm going to show you the import process, which is similar as the other one, but I want to show you two ways to do it. And so let me bring you back to home. And first and foremost, when you open up Premiere, now it does this, which is, again, it's very, very new. Haven't seen this format until like a few days ago. And I was like, well, okay, whatever, that's new, that's interesting. Okay, good. So the way we're going to import our files, or first thing we want to do is we want to name our folder, or name our project. So first things first, we want to create a new project. I think, hold on, is that working? Open project. Wait a second. I want new. Is that working? It's not showing me. Okay, there we go. Project name. So I want to name my project, and I'm going to call this Film Pool Workshop 2. I'll just call it 2 because I may have one that says 1 now. And then I'm going to create it. And now I have, it has me in edit mode, but I want to go back to import because I wanted to name the project first. So first and foremost, I want to name the project. And then I want to import my files. And my files are documents and edit projects. Open up edit projects. I have to double click. I don't want everything open. This is one of the challenges of doing it this way, this new way. It's forcing me to do it their way, actually, which is not what I want. Oh wait, let me plug on my thing here real quick, so we don't battery out on me. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Go back to documents. Go back to edit projects. I want to go into footage, and I have Film Pool, and I can bring both of these in. Let me show you what happens when I bring in bin videos. If I click on bin videos, oh, both of them, they're both selected. Okay, good. If I have them both selected, or I guess it's allowing me to do one at a time. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's very odd. Why are you not selected? Come on, there you go. You're not working with me here. You see how every time I highlight it, it keeps going to import. It's like, oh, I'm not going to import. Okay, so let me show you my way how I would import it, because this is really acting weird. Okay, there we go. You can import. There we go. All right, cool. One thing that's happening is just so you know, I want to show you why I don't like the way that they're kind of forcing you. What it did is it brought everything in that timeline. I'm going to zoom out. It brought everything in the freaking timeline. I didn't want that at all. Absolutely didn't want that, because there's nothing wrong with doing it this way. I don't prefer to edit this way. And maybe you won't either, because there's a lot of things that are happening here, and I don't want all this stuff to be edited on the timeline all at once. So my thought is to delete everything here, delete everything here. I'm going to show you the way I would import everything. Rather than going through this process of the way they do it, which I feel is a little bit slightly intrusive, and I don't like the way that's done. What I would do is I would go from the import stage, go to edit, because this is your bin right here. Keep that in mind. This is your bin, and this is workshop 2. I'm going to shut this other one because it doesn't need to be open. Okay, so we're just focusing on one. So remember, this is your library, and I want bin videos and Hollywood videos, and all I'm going to do is drag these folders to there. And now they're neatly in their own folders, which is great. That's exactly what I want. I want to list them. It's a little bit easier. So now my bin videos are like this. So number one, I want to see what the heck I have. And that's, remember what we did the first time? This is car 1. I want to label my stuff. And the reason why I don't mind doing this another time, it's like, might be annoying that I'm doing this, but it's really important that you get the hang of understanding to label your stuff. Forest 1. You double click to see the other one. This is car 2. Double click. This is wall 1, even though there's only one wall. This is double click. This is, I don't know what I call this. So just call it waterfront. Waterfront 1. This one's car 3. Double click. This is car 4. And this one is street, I think I call it street 1. All right. And the Hollywood labels, the Hollywood films are still the Hollywood films. They're already labeled. And now my video's labeled, okay? The other thing I want to bring in are my sound elements, my audio elements. So I'll just drag this film pool folder in, and basically as my videos, my music, it's all labeled neatly. So the VO already is labeled, which is great. I don't have to label it. The music is already labeled. They don't have to label it. I may want to do a similar thing with, so if I want to create a new folder, it's called a bin. One way to do it is to right click or control click on here to create a new bin. And I'm just going to call it film pool video 2022. Okay. I just drag my videos in there because it's good to keep order. It's very important to keep order, I feel. And then the last thing I want to put in are my images. So I'm just going to drag this whole folder over. Okay. Before, the way it worked, the way they made you import it, it imported everything. It not only put it on a timeline, but it also didn't give you any folders. And I think personally, I like working with folders. I want to know where my images are all the time. I want to know where my video files are all the time. And I want to know where my sound is, whether it's my music or my VO. I want to know where it is at all times. And the only way I mean, if you go the way they did it, it doesn't give you any order, it doesn't give you any folders, doesn't give you any proper labeling, and it makes it a little harder to go with it. And also with I think we went with images. We said this was water, just so we know what everything is. This is clouds. This one is team. This is the only other one that wasn't labeled. Let me see. This one was shadow. And this one was doctor, I think. Doesn't matter. You can name it whatever you want. All right. So those are my images. They're all labeled. My video's labeled. My audio's labeled. Everything. So once everything's ready to go, you've named your project, you've labeled everything, you've organized everything. And the next thing that I would do, just so you're on the right page of everything, is with Premiere, is I would go to sequence. Well, first and foremost, I would click on sequence. This is the actual sequence. So it's in blue as you highlight it here. You would go to sequence. Can you go there? I don't think it's showing it. It won't let me. It's not allowing you. Okay, forget it. I think you have to go to project. Bear with me 1 second. I think it's project settings. Bear with me. It's not here. Is it there? No, it's not there. I think you have to create your timeline first. It's not there. Oh wait, is that it? No, it's not there. Okay, so first things first. We're going to be working with video that we created. So first and foremost, which is good, we want to take, I don't know, car footage 1. We'll just put it in the timeline. So if I want to drag car footage 1 to the timeline, I just do that. And now I have a project, a timeline, right? And before I was trying to go to, you don't see it on screen, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. I think, there we go. Sequence settings. So I want to go into sequence settings and I want to make sure everything is like, so I want it in 1920, 1080. My frame size currently of this video footage is 380 by 40. It's like HD. Sorry. I shot it in what do you call it? 2K. And so 2K being 2160, right? So the thing is, I want to in the end have an export of, or in the timeline, and also as an export is 1920 by 1080. So while it's in this timeline, while we're viewing it, it's going to be playing back at 1920 by 1080. That's sounds a little complicated and everything, but don't worry about that so much. The main thing is that you need to know that right now this video footage that we have is 3080 by 2160, okay? And they're both 16 by 9. They both can be it's at 2K, so it's at a higher resolution. And so when we actually export it, we want to export it out at 1920. When we export it out, it's going to be good because we have the highest resolution, and we can and so it'll have a better quality image versus it being shot at 1920 by 1080. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Maybe I need to explain that better. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
You sure? Everybody's cool with that? I hope that sounded clear. I'm not sure if it was. At any rate, you're moving at 24 frames a second. Your audio sample rate is stereo, 440, has all this stuff. Okay, so your settings are good for editing. And so I hit OK. And notice that there's this yellow line. It means that basically it's not basically I need to change something. My what do you call it? Sorry, where is it? Which I can't see anything. Hold on a second. Sequence. Oh, render. So I need to render it in order for that yellow line to disappear. So there's three types of lines. There's a yellow line, which means playback is sometimes reliable, sometimes it's not. Green means that it's very reliable. Red means that you're gonna have trouble. Okay, so one of the things that you want to do a lot of times is highlight with your video sequences. And actually, I like to do in and out, actually, personally. So IO, and then I render in and out. Don't worry about what you do. Just hold it. Just hold it. There we go. I'm rendering my video. That takes a little bit longer. So here's something you need to know. My advice is that if you're working with large files like this, and you bring it into a timeline like this, you would want to change the settings so that you don't have this yellow bar, because it can slow down things and kind of can make things kind of awkward and things sometimes, right? So my advice is don't render out your stuff all the time like this, because I think it becomes a problematic thing when you're trying to edit and as your timeline gets longer. So my advice is when you're doing your settings, you'd want to bring it down to 1920 by 1080, 1920 by 1080, or export them out that way. 80, 24 frames a second, 44. No, that's not what I want. It's not what I want. It's not what I want at all. I messed that up. I messed that up, everybody. Okay, let's start over because I screwed this up. I screwed this up. Sorry, let's start over. First of all, let's get rid of this timeline. Where'd it go? It's in the FoomPoom video. FoomPoom video. There it is. So let's get rid of that, start over. All right, so first things first, I want to create a new timeline, and I need to start it here. Let's go. New item, new sequence. Sequence is also called timeline, okay? So you want to go into timeline, and you want to do 1080 by it's 24. So we're doing I'm gonna go for this. Actually, no, we're doing 2K actually. So I need to find a 2K file format, which is, bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Pro is 4K. Do I have one in 2K? I don't have one in 2K. That means I have to create my own. Oh, here we go. Let's see if that works. 2K, 24, 16:9. That might work right there. Okay. So 2K timeline, 2K timeline, 24 FPS. It's always good to label your stuff. Okay. And then put your video on there now. And I don't know, put card 2 down. Keep existing settings, change sequence settings, keep existing settings. Change existing settings. Okay. It's supposed to be green. Why is that not doing that? It's very, very odd. Okay. So if I'm going to show you something, just so everybody understands this. I just created a sequence and created some settings, right? And if I put the very first track down, and this is where Premiere is a little bit different than the other app. When you put the video file into the timeline here, it's going to ask you, oh, let me undo that and then try it again. I'll show you. When you put it in, it's going to say keep existing settings or change sequence settings. And if you change the sequence settings, it's going to go default to the file that's actually being created in here. So whatever this video footage is, whatever it's set at, it's going to reflect that. So because for the sake of time and because I don't want to get into this really long conversation about what these settings are, and I think it's I need to show you in your camera settings, so that way when you actually shoot, you're going to be not shooting 2K and you'll be shooting 1040 by 1080. Just go with change sequence settings for this particular thing. I know it's still yellow, but it's still gonna be more beneficial for this particular edit and for this example. So that being said, you now have this video footage that's here.
Okay, don't say anything.
It's here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out of the audio. I mean, take the audio down because we don't need it. And notice that the audio layer is not green like it is in the other app. It is blue, just like the video. It can be very confusing if you don't know the difference. At any rate, just know that this is the audio level. You'll see it because it says audio, and you'll see V1 here and A1. A1 represents the audio level layer rather, and the V1 represents video layer. There's V2, V3, just like we had in the other app. Okay, so I brought the audio layer down, and we're gonna trim. Oh, I need to show you where the tools are. The tools are here. This is the pointer tool. This is the blade tool. And you use this tool to move around in the timeline. And I'm going to trim instead of cutting. But if I wanted to cut, I just undid it just now. If I wanted to cut, I just put it where the playhead is. I hit cut, and then I select it, arrow, and then delete. Okay. We don't need all of that. I just want to show you a little bit. Okay. All right, so now that we have video on there, similar thing with audio. Music, we'll just throw Fighting for Mankind on there. And we'll just cut it here and delete this. And you guys get the gist of it. And the same way that we were in Premiere, you can do the same thing with video, where you can, with the video layers, where you can actually, let me see, oh, my video's down here. I can overlay, how about we try it like a wall, I guess. Let's intersplice it with there. Let's bring this in the timeline. And notice also, like, I'm going to show you something too. Last time when I locked, like, let's say I locked up both layers here. If I bring in wall 1, I can still move the video layer down. It's a little bit it's a little different, and you don't have to disconnect them or anything, which is kind of cool. So note that, you know, when you're in Premiere, I feel that Premiere is I prefer Premiere. I prefer editing in Premiere more than the DaVinci, to be honest with you, because there's a little bit more control I feel I have. And so essentially I'm just going to trim this to right about here. No, I'm going to trim it a little bit more. Maybe about here, just so you can see. Again, with video layers, you have the same situation where you are, with video layers, you whatever's on top is what your situation is, okay? Everybody understands this. Everybody, oh, somebody's trying to get in. Chris is trying to get in. So everybody can see, everybody understands that, right? With the audio layers, video layers, same thing, photos. So you understand all that, and you want me to jump to the credits now, right?
Okay.
Is that what you want me to do, or do you want to see anything else before I get there? Like you want to see, oh, text. I'll show you how text works too, because it's a little different there too. And also what I'll do is I'll zoom. On a Mac, and this is also different on the Mac and the PC, also different on Premiere, where you zoom, you just use the plus and minus. You don't have to use anything else other than plus and minus to zoom in and zoom out, or you can use these little bars here to zoom in and zoom out. That's how you do it. It's very easy to do. I'm going to turn the audio down on here. And just bring this down, and then we don't have the audio playing. Cool. So if I want to add text, what I would do is, what do I have? I have one layer. I have two video layers right now. And so let's say I want to add a text layer in here, right? This right here is the other tool you use. The text tool is in different places on different apps. It's very, you know, once you understand, okay, I need my text, okay, I need my arrow or my grabber, or oh, okay, or my selector is what they call it, or oh, okay, I need my blade or my scissors or whatever to cut, right? The type tool is also a tool, but it's in different places. As you saw in DaVinci, it was in the effects, which is kind of bizarre, but whatever. It's in Premiere, it's here. And what you do is you click on it, then you click on the text, the viewer here, and let's just say the menace. And one thing that we could do is we could, like I typed it out just now. One thing I can do to make the text bigger is I can go back to my selector tool here. I can extend it and make it bigger. And now it's also here, and I can also, while I'm in my selector, I can actually trim this down. Maybe I wanted to start there. Let's just say I do. Let's just say hypothetically I wanted to start there. Let me turn the music down too, because it's a little loud. Unlock it. Zoom in here so I can turn it down a little tiny bit. Okay. All right. So 3 layers, text layers is on top of both of these, but I also have it only from here to here. I can extend it to wherever I need to, wherever. It's probably not good on the wall, but if we were to have it, it's probably good to have it come on the beat of a music too. Just keep that in mind too. Like maybe I want it to, and it's good to see waveforms too, it helps. So my waveform starts for the music right around here. And so I would zoom in, number one, to kind of get it where I want it to be. And I would put it right about here, just say hypothetically. And then it's gonna pop on. So a little bit too much, it's too soon. So like that kind of thing. Just, you have the idea, you get it. To fade it, there's several ways you could do that. So let me bring this down so you can see. I will need my, what do I need? I need the view of, what is it? Oh, effects controls I need, and I need something else. I need effects control and I need effects. Bear with me 1 second. And so the way you find that, uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. So the way you find that is cancel. Go up to view, I'm sorry. Go up to view to be here. Why am I not seeing that? I just had it a second ago. Go back to timeline here. Go to view. Wait a second, what is going on here? Why are you doing this to me? I just put it down. That's so funny. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's under window. That's why it's confused. So I hit effects controls, which is this right here. And then I need effects. And I want to drag my effects up here because I don't want it to be down there. Okay, so essentially your effects are where your audio transitions are, just like in the way DaVinci Resolve works is that when you go to the effects panel, your audio transitions, your video effects, everything, the text, everything's all in there. Really, out of effects, the only thing you're going to be looking for are audio transitions, and which only have 3 crossfades, just like it had. And then you're looking for video transitions, which the only 2 you really need are dip to black and maybe a cross dissolve. And that's all you really need out of the, I mean, technically when you're editing, that's kind of all you really technically need. If you're just trying to do really simple stuff. All right, so first and foremost, I want to do the dip to black the same way I did this here. So one thing I want to do is I want to, number one, I want to put my playhead right here, and then I want to zoom in. And then I want to cut here. I also want to zoom back out a little bit. It's always good to know where you are at all times. Zoom back in, bring my playhead to about here, bring my cut down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my selector and I'm going to delete the car video beneath. So that way, it's not there. So it's a little easier to kind of work around this. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dip to black right here on which one was that? That's the wall. And I'm going to put dip to black on car. There we go. Now it looks really big, but when I zoom out, it is kind of big, but that's the right size that it normally does. But you'll see what happens when I go to dip to black. And then he's jumped back. And so I'll do the same thing here. And I'll also maybe extend it a little bit, bring it down a little bit, bring this down a little bit, and I'll bring this back a little bit. Keep in mind that if you, this is something that you need to know and be aware of. So when you're trimming and using your selector here, note that like it's red and sometimes it's like red over here. When it's doing this on this particular piece, that means that you're dealing with the transition. You see that little transition kind of thing that it has in the middle of that, it looks like an E, and the E part, the middle part of the E is like this transition. That's what it looks like, at least, but it's really just a trim mark thing. But that's focusing only on the transition. When you're here, if you see the arrows, it's focusing on the actual clip itself. Do you understand? Okay, I think you guys understand. All right. So, and I'll put a dip to black on here so you can see it. And when this comes up, it pops up. You can transition it, do the same thing. It's the transitions still work on the same way. And just to show you just really quick, cross dissolve, and then you see it. That's how that works. So cross dissolve for the text, Sometimes you can use it for dip to black as well. And sometimes you dip to white. And the reason why you would dip to white is if your next frame here, like this is black here, like your next frame was white. That's when dip to white comes in handy and can be useful. But most of the time you're gonna dip to black because usually the screen is black, okay? Okay, so I showed you text, showed you audio. What else is there? Oh, photo. I'll just throw a photo on. Oh, we didn't do audio, an audio transition. So essentially I use a constant power most of the time. First of all, let me show you what it sounds like when it ends. So it just stops abruptly. So what you want to do is you want to put a transition for a constant power, and then you bring it back a little bit, maybe about here. Maybe it seems a little bit more natural. You feel that? See, it fades out more naturally rather than be more abrupt. And so that's where also it comes in handy if you like, I think when it starts, it's maybe you don't want it to start up so dramatically. Naturally, you could turn the audio down. There's other tricks you can do too, but I don't want to show you those. I don't think that's, unless you want that, I can show you that. I can show you a lot of stuff. How that fades up, same thing. So I showed you audio transitions, video transitions. You're only focusing on fade to black and cross dissolve when mostly with text. Usually that's kind of would be make it more useful for the cross dissolve, and dip to black mostly when you're going from one video to the other. If you kind of want to, if you want to pace it out that way. Okay. I showed you audio, showed you how to turn it down. All you do is you go to the, and I'll show you again. Let me bring this down so you can see. So essentially what I'm doing is like this arrow right here, you see. So right now when I'm on the audio clip, it's see how it turns into a up and down arrow here once you click on that arrow. All right, so you just raise it and there's talking there, right? So that's all you need. That's what you need to know. All right, what else do I want to show you? So let's take off these transitions, for example. I want to show you, I want to do that effect that you liked, Chris, where the wall is now overlaying the video. But first of all, I need to see if I messed up any audio there. We're on audio layer number 3 here. Hold on, let me zoom up here because it's hard to see. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna undo that and show you again. Okay. Also here, I have a really cool trick that you, oh, looks like Chris left, keeps leaving the room. Okay. Yeah, I have a really cool trick that you guys will appreciate. This layer is locked right now, but one thing I wanted to show you, because my screen real estate, and I do this when I'm editing all the time. Sometimes I don't need to see what's going on screen. Sometimes I'm just listening for the audio and listening for elements to see how natural they are. And sometimes one of the things that I do is, you know where the escape key is on your computer? I think it's called the tilde button. And if you see how I'm highlighted on the timeline right now, the blue, like if I hit there, that's highlight, you see that? Okay, so I'm on the timeline right now and I wanna see the timeline. If I just hover on it and I hit the tilde, it goes full screen. And now I'm able to see more of my screen real estate. It's really cool and very useful. If I want to go back, I just hit the tilde again. And this is directly under the escape key. It's the one squiggly line. It looks like a I'll do a screen grab of it so you can see which one I'm talking about. But it's not usually next to the number 1, and right beneath the escape key, typically on your keyboard. So if you can see that squiggly line, you know what, that's the key I'm talking about. So if you want to, like, so let's say you're labeling and you just want to just focus on labeling, and you know my screen is tiny, I highlight this area and then I hit the tilde, and now I can do whatever I need to do. I have so much more screen real estate, and that's really useful when you're trying to do certain things, and it's like, oh man, there's so much. Sometimes it's hard to see the whole space, and sometimes if I just want to see the full screen of the video, then I just highlight this, and then I hit the tilde, and then I can watch it almost. Okay. Spacebar pauses, spacebar plays, your arrow keys, again, they go in increments of 1 frame, okay? 1 frame every time. And if you need to zoom in while you're doing that, oh, sorry, you can also zoom in on the actual screen here. But that's not what we need to do. I want to be here to do that. So if I want to zoom in and I'm like, oh, I want to move this 1 frame, I go 1, 2, and then so I count backwards, 1, 2. I want to move it 2 frames. So let's say I want to do that, then I just do that with the, oh, I can't do that because it's already at the edge. That's another thing you need to know. Here's another thing that's really important to know. Very important to know. Hold on, let me zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me get rid of that. You see how there's a red line? Okay, let me see if I can make this bigger. You see how that's a red line here? When I select off, it's no longer there. When I select it and I'm trying to hit the edge here, I can't trim, I can't go. Oh, that's not true. That's not, it's the video clip that I need to do that with, sorry. I'll show you on a video clip. Okay, so you see this little edge here? This little, hold on, right? I'm gonna zoom in. You see this little edge right here? It's like silver right there. That's like the very front, the very beginning of your clip. And you can't trim it backwards, but you can trim it forward. So you can like click on it and then trim. Wait, as long as it's not locked. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, so you see right now how it has a silver bar here? If I go forward, it no longer, that bar is no longer there because essentially it's no longer at the very, very beginning. I edited a little bit of that video footage, whatever was there from the beginning. And if I undo it, then you can see it. Okay. It's not much of a change, but that's beside the point. The point is you can't trim this back the other way because that's the very beginning of the clip and that doesn't work that way. And the tail end also has a similar situation. I'll zoom out so I could show you. I have to zoom out far actually probably to show you this. Okay. So that's as far as the clip goes. And you see how it has that silver at the end. You can't trim it back further, but you can trim it forward, okay? So that's something important to know in case you're trying to like put a transition on something, or you're trying to like, you know, like, why can't I go forward? Why can't I edit forward? Because you know, your clip is already at its end. It doesn't, you know, you can't go beyond that point. Okay, so that's important to know. What else is there? Also one more thing. That's another thing I wanted to show you really quick. So Chris, I want to show you what happens when you, so I'm going to extend this, bring it out here. So now the car is over it, even though the wall, you still see this wall. So what I want to do is I want to show you opacity of, let me see, I think I have to turn it on though, I think. How do I do that? I forget. Okay, I won't show you this way. I'll show you the other way, which involves me going to effects control. So when I'm on this clip, I can go to opacity and I can turn it down. So now it's overlaid over the video. See how that works? So, and I can bring it down further. Maybe 26, I don't know for now. So that's kind of how you can do the same thing with clouds, like I showed you earlier. Okay, so I think maybe I should show the credits. And let me trim down this. Oh, one more thing I want to show you. This is another important thing to note. Very important thing to note. Okay. Okay. So remember before I extended this to be underneath? Look what happens with the audio. I've moved my audio. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that ever, because you're moving it out of sync of which you may have wanted it intended. And so one of the things you can do is you can lock your audio layer, and then you can extend this, and then you won't have that problem. Okay. That's why it's good sometimes to show you a mistake and then be like, oh yeah, this is the way to do it. So you don't make that mistake. And ideally you don't want to shift anything or shift any audio that you love or shift any video that you love. And one of the ideal things that may happen, like one of the things I like to do when I'm editing is the takes that I like the best, typically like video wise, if I like them the best, I usually try to lock the layer 1 and I manipulate layer 2. Wait, I need to lock layer 1. There we go. That's audio 1. What am I talking about? Sorry. If I want to manipulate layer the video layer, if I love what's going on with layer 1, what I can do is I can add video. Let's add the forest up here, and let's just cut it because I don't want to look through anything specifically. So let's go to the blade, let's cut it, and then let's move it. It's the arrow, delete, and let's even trim this down a little bit more. And because if I move this over, it's going to overlap this. So what I want to do is also lock layer 1 and 2 because I don't want anything to change there. So, oh wait, before I do that, before I lock layer 1 and 2, I need to first move. This audio layer down. And again, it's a little easier in Premiere because in DaVinci, you have to unlink them in order to do this. Here, you don't have to. There's a little bit more freedom and control. So again, I'm going to lock layer 2 audio and layer 1 audio because I like both of those. Let's just say that for now. And now I can move this to wherever I want. But what I was trying to show you before was with my thing being locked here, I can do whatever I need to do and not worry about messing anything up. It's really important to lock the layers that are associated with the videos, or the layers, like the music doesn't have a video associated with it, but it does. It is something that we don't want to alter at the moment. And, you know, and so if you're going to be moving things around and things, my advice is don't do things like I said before, where you highlight the area and then hit delete, because there may be something in layer 2 that's moved down further that you may not want to move around, you know. And my advice is try to figure out where you want to position things first and make sure it's not overlapping or overwriting rather any footage that you're going to need. Like you don't want to overwrite that, for example. I just overwrote the other video footage that was there. I don't want to do that. So I just want to make sure that when I'm moving things, I'm deliberate and I know where I am at all times. Okay. I think that covers the bulk of all that before we export. But I'll show you. Let me show you export, and then I'll show you the credits. Chris keeps getting lost out of the video chat here. Chris, maybe freeze your video. I'm not sure what's going on with your video, but why you keep, I think you're probably having problems, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna hit out. Let's just say this is what my end is. I'm not gonna worry about the perfection of it because you get the idea. And I'm going to file export. Oh, so you can see where I am. go to file, and then I go to export. I'm going to export media. Wow, such a so different. H.264 I want. I don't want all that. I really don't. So they just changed everything. This kind of sucks. Okay. Let me see. Like they literally just changed everything. So weird. More. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. That's what I want to see. All right. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, does it have custom? I hope. Doesn't have custom. H.264. Whoa. Wow, I can't even, wow. So strange. Bear with me, guys. 1 second. They have way too many settings here. Cancel that. Oh boy, I'll match sort. Oh, here we go. I can change my frame size to, I want to go 10. Oh, here we go. Full HD, 1920 by 1080. I want to change this to because that's what I want on the final. I'm going to call this, what do I call it?
What is it?
Huh? What's that? Oh, okay. So I'm calling the file name The Menace. I'm going to export it. My export.
I didn't miss anything.
What's that? Okay.
I actually didn't.
Are you saying something, Chris?
I'm back.
Okay, cool.
I was having trouble getting in. It's my fault, though. I think my Wi-Fi is bad. I don't know.
Okay. No. Well, we can always, if you missed anything, I can always go back over it.
You
Okay.
know, I really appreciate that, but I think it's okay because I'm going to probably use that other one anyways, that resolve.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So remember last time I told you you need to hit a location. The location is going to be under export, and we're calling it the Menace 2. I guess maybe we should call it the Menace 2. The Menace 2. Because since we already have the Menace in there. So let's do that again. And let's go to export and let's choose that folder. And I changed frame size from 1920 to 1080. Before it was 2K, but I brought it down. I'm exporting out as 1920 because number one, it's going to bring the file size down, and we don't need 2K. And I want everybody to use HD. It's just a little easier for us to manage everything video wise and also size wise. I think it'll be better for all of us in the long run. So anyway, way down this list, I know this is a lot to look through. You don't need to mess with anything else other than this VBR pass. I normally would put this like on CBR or VBR1 pass. And if I do that, I would bring it way down to like, I don't know, you could bring it down to 15 even. Let me see, does it tell you estimated file size 23 megabytes? Yeah, so there you go. I'm going to bring it up to, bring it up to 20. And so it brings this up to 35. I'll show you that again. So if I change this to 10, it changes it to 18, okay? But I'm putting this at about 15 for now, because that's what I need really for my export. The audio is going to be fine. We don't really need to check it. Normally it's going to give the settings that you need. But the only reason why I'm showing you these settings and why these settings matter under video is because I want your films to be 1920 by 1080. I want them to be, well, it's already at 24 frames. And I want, and you don't need a super large file size. Maybe I can get you guys to go up to 30. That's probably fine too. Like, yeah, I mean, but for now, 15 is good enough for what we need to do. And let me bring this screen over so you can see, or I need to bring this up so you can see. And all we're going to do is hit export. And so now it's exporting. A lot of times I like to send it to Media Encoder. And I can show you that too really quick. You have to have it downloaded. I'm not sure if mine is downloaded since I just got a brand new computer here. But this is pretty fast, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so the video file is finished. And let me see, let me find the file. It's under my exports, it's -2. And it's not polished or anything. I just wanted to show you how the edit goes. Nothing special, but you all get the idea. So unless anybody has any questions, I'm gonna go over the titles. Does anybody have any questions at the moment? No questions? Okay. All right. So let's see. So one thing you can do is text. And what you would do is you would do like, there's weird things, there's different things you can do, but like I've even gone into After Effects and used text that way. So let's just hypothetically say it's one of the things that I would advise is that if you use something like Illustrator, it's great because you can line things up. You can't really line things up properly, and in my view, like in Final Cut, the way you can granularly be in like After Effects or not After Effects, but Illustrator or Photoshop. But Illustrator is better because it's vector and then you can export it a little bit better. But let's just hypothetically say I'm going to do a few lines. I'm going to say, first of all, I have to zoom in. So here's where I use my tilt thing because it's actually useful. Oh, hold on. Let me undo that. Okay. First of all, let me get on my arrow before I do anything, and then let me zoom in and actually zoom back out, and then I have to hit the thing here. That's not going to work. Okay. I'll just type. I'll type actor, and then I'll actor, and then what I'll do is I'll go on the arrow. I'll select it and then I'll zoom in so you can see, okay, actor. Oops, I'm just giving you an example of what you can do. I don't know, you can space it maybe 5 paces or 6 paces. I don't know, this is probably like a good, we'll count it out actually. Hold on, let me delete so you can, doesn't matter. Ideally, you can just do like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's far enough away for now. And we'll just say, oh, actually, you know what? It's even better. It's probably better. And this is something, you know what? I'm gonna show you something. Then I'll just say, I'm gonna show you something really quick. And one thing I would do is, for one, let me zoom back out. Shoot. Undo. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. One thing I would do is, why am I not? Bear with me a second. Okay, there we go. One thing I would do is I would go into effects control, and like with text, one of the things you can do is you can align things to where you need them to be. So for example, actor, I may want to happen, let me see, where is it? It's under text. And actor and Ben is here. And so one thing I may want to have happen is I may want actor to kind of be, that's not what I wanted at all. Let me undo that. What I want to do is I want to have, actor here. And have actor. You can tab, actually. Yeah, I forgot you could tab. We'll call Julie Webb. And hit return again and hit milk person or what do you call it? Shopper or something in the movie. Then tab and then Billy Bob. So essentially, this is one way you can do it, where you have everything and then you can kind of like line things up by making it bigger, keeping it more centered. One way you can kind of align things is you can use your, let me see, your rulers and your guides. Let me see where the guides, right here. And so like, actually, I'm going to tell you something. This is relatively new to Premiere. This wasn't in Premiere until like, again, I think this is like as of this month, this wasn't even a thing. So now you don't have to worry about going into Illustrator even. You can align things by just doing them in here. If you, well, I'm not looking at things properly here right at the moment, but one thing you can do is if you want to center things, I guess you can't do that. Okay, undo. Your guides, they have to. So I'm going to tell you something. This is my first time seeing guides. This is very, 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 very new. So I'm not used to seeing guides in Premiere. That's exciting. And that means that you don't have to necessarily go outside of it. So one thing I want to advise you, and this is something that would be useful. What I would do if you want to line certain things up properly. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's delete everything. Can I delete that? One way to delete that is to go into the vector here and close, just delete that. Okay, that's one way to do it. But what I would do is I would, for example, do like, what do you call it? Supplier, we'll call it. Supplier, drug dealer, kind, human, football player, I don't know. Okay, so I would do something like that. And if my guides, the way, you know, if I zoom in and I look at my guides, and one way to kind of zoom out here, I can line them up here. Like if I have my guides. Now, granted, I did not line up things properly, but I just want to show you how it works. Apply IER. And then if I want to do another text box, I would do it separate. Hold on. That's a hand tool. I can't see it. Come on, zoom up. There we go. And I would say Ben Williams. I would say Billy Bob. And Jackman, I don't know. And Sybil, the football player, SCYBIL, I guess, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. And what I would do is I would align this properly, which I'm not doing it properly right now. I just want to give you a rough idea of how it will look. So if you did that, this text is bigger, but also the thing if you need to make it bigger, all you have to do is you have to just click on the text itself. And let's say you want to make it bigger. like 177, and then you want to make this bigger and note that you're on the same thing. You want to close that one off and you want to open up this one. And then you want to make this 177, hit enter. And then you can move this over. Again, I'm just being very, very rough here.
No,
It's
it's
not-
okay, Ben. For me, it's okay. I really appreciate that because I didn't see the guys before, and the guys makes a big difference because I don't really want to use the presets
Mhm,
because there are, I disagree with this, but this
mhm.
kind is really cute. I love it.
This is brand, like literally like this month new. I've never seen this ever in Premiere. So I'm finding this at the same time you are. But this works the same way as any other like Premiere, like Photoshop, Illustrator. If you want to get precision, you know, you don't have to go to them now. You can go here and do it. It's like really cool. So essentially, let's just say this is my title card. Let's just say I'm just give me 1 second. I'll show you how it works. And you should be able to, oh shoot. Oh man, what happened? Oh, I'm not on it. That's what happened. First of all, I want to take my in and out off, clear my in and out. So let's just say that this is lined up properly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to center this. And it's probably a way to, it looks like they have some new settings where you can probably even center better now, but I'm just going to put this in the center. I'm going to try to get rid of my guides here. Edit guide. Let's, can I delete it? I need to delete it. Should be able to delete my guide. I don't know if I can though. Or I can hide my guides. It should be able to hide my guides. Let me see. Hide guides. If I okay, there we go. So I can hide my guides. It's just when you can either show them, where was it? Under view, I guess, yeah. So you can show them or hide them, okay? And I want to hide the ruler too, just for now. Let's just say that this is your card. Let's just say hypothetically. All you have to do, I've already showed you this, but all you have to do really is go to your effects and put on like dip to black or crosses off. I'll go to dip to black since it's already on black. I'll do this. And this clip is probably a little long, but you'll feel it by watching it. Normally I like to have a clip that's about 4 seconds long, like this. And then I have like maybe a 1 second transition. So you'll see that it's probably a little long. Or not. Actually, it might be just right. Actually, it's just right. And that's all you have to do.
That
And
is pretty cool. Thank you so much. I really love that.
and also so you don't have to duplicate. Let's say you have it perfect the way you want it. All you have to do is hold the option key down and drag. I'll show you again. All you have to do is hold click on the file, the actual image clip, hold it down and drag, and it duplicates it exactly how it is. And you can go in and type in whatever else you want. Like you can change the name to Lily.
Thank you, Ben. Thank
So
you.
that's all you have to do.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No worries. I know that was like a roundabout way. You can do it in Photoshop, Illustrator, and you could bring it in as an image. You could do a similar thing, but that's leaving the program. Here you don't have to. And I think this is huge. So this will help you. Let me see. Anything else we got to talk about in here? Anything else? Any other questions or anything that anybody's trying to know or learn in this? I'll close out of this. Hold on, let me cancel out of, stop my sharing. Whew. Does anybody need a recap on how to do it on the phone, or are you guys feeling like you may want to do it in Premiere or Resolve? Like, what are you guys thinking in your heads? Nobody?
I think I want to play with the phone first, and if I'm not happy with that, then move back to Premiere.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay, I'm listening.
no, just that was the challenge, to try and do it all on the phone.
When I was showing it last week, I know it was acting kind of weird, but you understood the mechanics, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Does anybody have any questions at all? And actually, here's something to throw out before I ask that question. Next week, we don't have a class technically. Moving along with your stuff. So my thought is, if you have anything, any ideas or thoughts regarding like the project, you should ask them now. We have 30, well, less than 30. My clock is right today. So we have 20 minutes, approximately 25 minutes. So if there's anything you have any issues with, you know, you should ask me now. And next week I'll make myself available. So if you have any questions, concerns, or if you have any technical issues or anything you want me to go back over, I'll be happy to do that. So I've showed you how to edit on all the devices pretty much. I've showed you how to shoot. I showed you how to use your phone properly. I've given you some slight inspiration on how to tell a story from beginning, middle, and end. And I gave you some really good examples. Anything anybody want me to go over again, or anything that anybody's hung up on? And even if you don't want to say it out right now, you could also just be like, hey, Ben, I want to, you know, let's, you know, after a class or something, like you can talk to me or something. I'm fine with that. Okay.
I'm still wondering about downloading sound and
Oh,
Creative Commons and royalty-free stuff.
okay. That's a great thing. And so I have some excellent news. Let me close out of the Premiere and everything here. You'll love this. All of you will love this. You know, I'll save that. And am I out of Spotify? I'm out of Spotify. And okay, let's open up my web, and I'll share that with you, I think. Okay. Let me do this, and let me share my screen. I think it's this one, Mozilla Firefox. Let's share that. Okay. So I think you can see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there is an app called Artlist, or a site called artlist.io. I will share this in the email with you all. I have, for my training purposes and stuff, I've created a profile for Artlist, and what was the other one? I'm trying to remember the other one. The other one was, hold on, what was it called? I'll just look at my email. I'll find the other one in a second. I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But in Artlist, you can use any of this for the remainder of this month, which means that you'll basically you can use any music track or any special effect, sound effect that's in here, and you log in using my login information, and I'll show you that. And one of the things that happens is, if you want to look up film, for example, you do a search for film, and normally you'll have something like cinematic or acoustic or, you know, ambient, like this one, and it plays. And if you're like, I like that, or I don't like that, maybe you want that, maybe you don't. You can also zoom in, forward. You select this one and say, okay, I want to sound like this. This is a track I like. Okay, I want to download it. Or you just put a star next to it. Though there's other people who are going to be using it. So, I mean, you could start and maybe make note of it, but it might be easier for yourself to just download it because then you know you have it. So you just hit download. And my advice is MP3 is fine, but WAVE is better. It's a higher audio quality. So you always want to go for the higher audio quality. So I would download the WAVE file. And so you just click the WAVE and then it just downloads, and then this downloads, and when it's ready, you have it. So my advice is to download the files you like and go through them. I want to stray people away from using lyrics. This isn't a music video that you're making. I want to keep people in the frame of like, I'm playing all this score music for you and classical music. That doesn't mean you can't use other forms of music. There's electronic ambient and cool sounds. Like, this one's, this is electronic. It's not really in that the typical traditional realm, but when you've heard this kind of music in futuristic movies, maybe, or maybe some other type of movie. But the idea is that you can use any of these and download any of these and use them for this project only. They allow you, I think they allow you a license for going up on YouTube, but really this is a class project. Do you really want to put it on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I mean, really, this is mostly for your education and for your learning. And so I'm giving you guys access to it, you all access to it. So you can look things up by genre or by theme, however way you want to look them up to find the type of sound and mood that you're looking for. Then there's mood, of course. So you can use any of this here. And then there's another site. I'll give it to you in a second, but I'll stop sharing because you get the gist and the idea. So yeah, Artlist you can use to the into your project, and I hope that helps.
Yeah.
And let me just look really quick what the name of the other app is, just because I want to give you the right information. Any other questions? Any questions? No questions.
So I think we can try these or any of the other ones. We don't need a license for this.
They have a license for the month only, so you can use this for this project and it won't be an issue whatsoever. So download any track you want. You're entitled to, because I have a license for this class. It's like a personal license for workshops like this and things of that nature. So anything that you find up there, you can download, sound effects, whatever. Artlist was one. Let me see what the other one is named. But yeah, you can use that for any of them. How's that sound?
Good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll send you an email between now and tomorrow. Just reiterating certain things and letting you know the next class. Like if you want to, if you have you want to share, like we have like almost like 15 minutes left here, and so like if there's anything you want to share, like it's any ideas or any thoughts about your project, like, or I could just probe you if you're interested. Maybe you're not interested. Do you want me to probe? Anybody want to be probed?
Like an alien.
Yeah, I want to know what you're working on. Ha ha ha.
Aha. I'm still doing hybrid animation with Nita felted posable sculptures that I made for a different project. So I'm going to use one of those, and then I'm going to have some live stuff mixed in.
Cool.
Then I think I made several scripts and then had to reread like our the things, your suggestions for what we were to put in. And so first I didn't have a container, then I didn't have an appropriate scene with enough foreign language, and So to play around with that, but that's kind of fun, neat challenge.
Yeah, I think part of like this has been in the spirit of like the 48. First of all, I want to kind of get you, if you're all interested, if you're all interested in like and participating in the 40, which I would like to entice you all to do. The challenge gives you like, yeah, language and music score, that kind of thing, and here's a theme and that kind of thing. And you know, that puts layers on top of the challenge of just making a film to begin with. But when you have parameters set like that, sometimes it inspires you to create something unique. And it also inspires you to kind of have a starting point. A starting point is a really good thing to have, like in order for you to continue on to craft whatever it is that you're going to craft. And so it's really, I personally feel it's really important to put a certain number of tasks on people so that they can, you know, one, follow directions, number two, see how they rise to the challenge. Like you're putting that challenge of doing it on your phone. That's a great challenge, you know. You know, it may be something like that you may want to do more of in the future, to do like really fast, kind of like hybrid little projects to kind of like maybe make a bigger project or something. Or maybe you like doing like these small little vignettes, and it's kind of like your way of expressing yourself through your phone, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. There's many different ways you can communicate and tell your stories and articulate your ideas. And you know, and Esperanza, I believe is English. What's your first language? I guess Spanish, right?
Spanish, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yo,
you creatively.
yo hablo español. Español es mi lengua materna. Y es una lengua que es extraña para mí porque hace mucho tiempo no la utilizo.
For me, I caught the for me part in.
I say Spanish is my language, and it's a weird language for me now because I don't use that often. Shame on me.
No.
No, it's not true. I mean, with my children, I all the time speaking Spanish, but yeah.
No, I you know, Spanish being your native language, by all means, tell a story and draw us in and make it so that we can understand it, like whether it's using what do you call it, subtitles, or whether you're you know, there's ways of communicating still that we still can get the gist and the idea, you know. And I think that's a healthy attitude for all of us to have, like being in this melting pot of a country. That's America. America's a melting pot. This is a mosaic. Canada's a mosaic. America's a melting pot. Whatever. So that's my thought. Like, you know, that's my advice and my thought.
I apologize, you keep cutting out. Can you give me that website address for the?
I'm going to email everything to you
guys.
guys. I'm going to email out all the details to
Okay.
everybody, so you have everything.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Within the next 24 hours, or maybe even tonight. I think tonight, hopefully. I'll probably email it tonight just to show you, hey, you have access to this and this other site, and here's how you log in. So I'll give you the login details. You already know what your parameters are for the project, so continue on that path. If you want to run ideas and thoughts by me next week, you know, you can we could either use this Zoom, which I don't know if you're up for doing that again, or I can use my own, whatever's easier, and you can connect with me. I don't know how you want to do it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me look in the chat. The chat says, here is for everyone who missed the first half of the class. Oh, you got it recorded. Cool. Okay, so I guess really we have like 10 minutes left, and I am here until 10 minutes. So any questions, any happy thoughts, look at that. And I didn't even keep you guys, like, what a crazy thing how my phone went out last week. That was so bizarre. I was like shocked. So I'm happy that my thing is back on track because I know I'm ahead now. Last week's class, I thought it downloaded. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, we'll have the class from last week, the video. So if anybody missed it, but I think that's the gist of this class today. And I'm here for questions or, hey, Ben, what do you think about if I did this with light and then the light did this and whatever, and then I had a lightsaber? Wait, no, it's not a lightsaber, it's a feather. Oh my gosh, I'm flying, Ben. What the heck? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my goodness, I'm silly. I saw the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that's what it's called. With it's such a brilliant film, and it's like one of those movies. It's like if you saw it on paper, you'd be like, no, this won't work. This is a terrible idea. But it's one of the most imaginative, creative, and fascinating films I've ever seen. Very imaginative and strange and beautiful. And Michelle Yeoh's in it. And I can't remember who the young woman who's playing her daughter, but her acting is so good. The movie is so weird and strange, but so perfect. It's like, how did you make a film like this? And this is why I always say there are no bad ideas in filmmaking, no matter what route you think you're going in, but it's just all about how you execute. Execution is a huge thing. I should show you the trailer. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show the trailer in case you haven't seen it because it's so cool and because we have a little bit of time and it just makes sense. Okay, let me see if I can find this trailer. YouTube, okay, and I close other stuff. Okay, let me see. There was so funny. As soon as I typed in every, it came up the trailer. Okay, let me see. Let me see, how do I do this? Okay, I want to share my screen and I want to share this and let's see, stereo. Okay, all right, let's see, let's go full screen on this. Okay, you can see this, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mrs. Wang. Mrs. Wang.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us?
I am paying attention.
Now, you may only see a pile of receipts, but I see a story. I can see where this story is going. It does not look good.
What's happening?
Evelyn, I'm not your husband. I'm another version of him from another universe. I'm here because we need your help.
Very busy today. No time to help you.
Across the multiverse, I've seen thousands of Evelyns. You can access all their memories, their emotions, even their skills. There's a great evil spreading throughout the many verses. And you may be your only chance of stopping it.
Don't make me fight you. I am really good.
I don't believe you.
Wow, that was really good.
He's waiting in the wings.
The
He
universe
speaks of senseless things.
is so much bigger
Written you and
than you realize.
Of all the places I could be, I just want to be here with you.
Remember our mission. Consider the fate of every single world of our infinite multiverse.
There is no way I am the Evelyn you are looking for.
Every rejection, every disappointment has led you here. To this moment. Don't let anything distract you from it.
It is the weirdest, strangest movie I've ever seen, and the trailer does not do it justice because it's this heartfelt, warm thing. It's, oh, let me stop that.
I'm sorry we didn't get to play with.
Yeah, if you get a chance to see it, it'll trip you out because it doesn't follow any proper any proper format, and it throws you off in weird places, kind of like, you know, Eternal Sunshine from a Spotless Mind. It confuses you also, like Memento. Like, it's all these different elements happening in it, and it's brilliant. It's so well done. I actually saw it twice. I thought it was so good. I had to show my partner because I was like, oh my gosh, you have to see this. This is crazy. Anyway, yeah, if you get a chance to check it out, it's worth your time. I think if you see it, you'll agree. You'll agree it's pretty out there and interesting. Okay. 9:56. We are on time, unlike last week. Yay, I'm the mime. So I feel that unless there's anything else, what my thought is, next week, if I'll send this email out, and just so you don't have to worry about it, why do I always forget your name? This is embarrassing.
Chris.
Not Chris. I see your name. Louise, because Louise's name isn't there, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
I know, she's hiding.
hiding her name, and I'm like, oh, Louise, you're killing me. I keep forgetting your name. This is sad, and I know your name because we talk. Anyway,
I'm on Shimby's Zoom, so that's why I don't put my name on there.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
No worries. I just don't be offended because I keep forgetting, and it's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so my thought is, I can send out the Zoom thing to you, all of you. So those of you who want to independently or collectively want to meet with me and ask any questions, because by the time we have our screening, that'll be the last time. You won't have another chance after next week. So, you have me through email, of course, right now, naturally, but after next week, if you're still having some struggles or you need some assistance, some wisdom or whatever, that's the time to ask. So I don't know. That's what I have to say, and I look forward to seeing your films. If I don't see you next week, and I guess I am seeing you guys next week, and Louise and Chris. Chris, it'll be not Chris. Louise, it'll be good to have you stay after for a second. I still need to talk to you. Yeah, I think we're done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
And see you soon.
Yes, I'm excited. Yay.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, Hillary. Yay.
Maybe just to check, were you kind of wanting, or maybe I should have asked this before everyone left, but were you wanting the participants to show you a bit of films next week if they wanted to, or do you want it to be all a surprise?
I like surprises. However, I think here's the thought though. Hard to know where people are going to be this time next week, you know what I mean? Because some people wait till the last minute to edit, and some people may not be in their edit, but what I could suggest is like, hey, if you have any stories you want to share, or like, it might even be smart to say, let me see your work and I can critique it. Because I usually give really good critiques, but the thing is, I'm just do I want to, I'm worried that I might bring anxiety to people if I do that.
I mean, it could just be the option of just being
Yeah.
like, if you want, you can. If you don't, see you live at the screening.
No. I think what I'll do is when I put the email out, I'll say, here's a Zoom. Anybody who wants to share, if they want to share privately or whatever, I'll go through a critique with them. I'm more than happy to do that. I should have said it, but I guess I didn't. But it would be good to kind of say that in an email, and so if people recognize that and they go forward, that's great.
Yeah.
If not, that's cool.
I
too.
mean, if it's in the email, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
And also because there was a few people missing today, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Yeah, and I didn't get any emails from them.
That's okay.
They weren't gonna come. Yeah.
Yeah. That this happens sometimes in classes. Like I have a class of that started out with 16 students and ended with 14 students, but like 7 or 8 of them only did the films. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get out of people sometimes.
Yeah.
And like you can push and prod and give them so many opportunities until, in my view, I always operate off the view of the experience I had in Peguis where I moved one mind out of living in Peguis, moving to here, moving to Toronto, and then doing other things. And so it's like, if you move one mind, that's all that matters. Like it really, really makes a difference. And I know you guys are going to make your own films and you guys, you're creating your own thing. That's cool, right? Like who knows what you're going to come up with? I don't know. Like I'm open to chatting with you too, but I think you already kind of have an idea of how you want to make a film. You don't necessarily need me to jump in your face on it, but it always helps to have another eye, but by all means, like I'm not gonna make anybody gated to. So one thing I was looking at, so I'm just getting my car checked out on Thursday, I guess. There's nothing wrong with my car at all. I just want to be extra cautious because that's me. I just want to have it nice and ready and just to go on the trip. And so you don't even really need to know that knowledge. It's not even that important. It's just something that I'm just saying. The one thing I'm thinking about and I'm trying to gauge is, are you familiar? Like, do we know if the Yorkton thing is happening?
The Yorkton Film Festival?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's happening, and I know I thought first there was no shuttle, but either or, me and Shimby are both going to the festival. So
and I'm going to, right? Please.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I'll most likely drive.
Okay.
Myself. And I
Rather than
think
take the shuttle, you mean?
I probably won't take the shuttle. I don't know, maybe Shimby will if there is one. Like I was looking for it too, and I couldn't find anything about a shuttle, but Shimby was saying there is a shuttle. She's seeing it somewhere. Yeah.
Well, either way, I'm driving. So if worse comes to worse, whatever happens, happens. And I'm looking forward to going and also just wanted to put this in your ear. Like one of the board members that works with me at On Screen Manitoba, they actually told me that, I just left the board of Yorkton. I was on the board of Yorkton for like 12 years or something like that. And I'm like, what? And so they introduced me to the main people, and I was like, that's really cool. And so I just introduced myself and they wrote back or whatever. But one of the things that I'm thinking about for moving forward, like with festivals like Yorkton, is like the 48 films that are good enough that have an opportunity to screen at Yorkton too, in any other festival. I'm reaching out to all the big ones and seeing like VIFF and all the other ones. Like I think that would be kind of a nice thing for the 48, like where filmmakers not only have a life, their films have a life beyond this challenge, and it also goes to other places, you know,
Yeah.
and they don't have to do the legwork because I'm already doing it for them, you know?
Mhm.
So that's something I'm thinking about in the long run. And it's probably won't be a conversation we have while I'm out there, but it, you know, it's something that I want to have like over the summer when they power down from New York, and but at the very minimum, they get to see my face and know that I exist and say, oh, this guy exists, blah, 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 whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So there's that. So the one thing I wanted to mention also was that I was thinking, because the festival starts on Thursday or Friday, what day is it?
Thursday is the opening night.
Mhm.
As like the screening.
Are you guys going?
From the 26th to the 29th, so Thursday to Sunday. Sunday is the gala.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So are you going all the days or just some of the days?
I'll probably just go maybe like Friday, Saturday. I probably won't go to like the gala or anything like that. Yeah, I'll probably just go the 2 days. I don't know. I think Shimby was gonna figure out when she's going, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't all have to have the same schedule. I understand that. That's cool. I guess one of the reasons why I was asking was because I'm hosting a 48 event on Wednesday.
Mhm.
And so my concern is, do I literally want to drive on a Wednesday out there? Probably not.
Probably not.
Thursday is the more likely day.
Yeah.
So
I would say Thursday, because Thursday is just the one major screening. It's like it's in the evening and it's like a big screening, opening screening.
Mhm.
Nothing major. So
Mhm.
mainly Friday, Saturday are the days to go. That's
Okay.
like mainly all the screenings are happening.
Okay.
Just let me look at the month schedule right now. Yeah, so there's public screenings, and that's when you do, there's the pitches, there's the network luncheon, there's meet the decision makers. Of course, the famous Lobster Fest.
I don't know about that.
And Friday, yeah, let me see, Thursday. Yeah, Thursday is just opening night. There's just a couple films and that's it. But everything is Friday, Saturday. That's when everybody mingles, like, and basically everybody's there. The Lobster Fest is basically, it's just a people for to socialize. They just eat lobster or steak, whatever you choose. And then they shoot craps. I think that's what it's called, or like the discs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And drink and that's about it.
No, that sounds good. Look,
Yeah.
I'm interested in getting out of Winnipeg anyways.
Yeah.
It'd be good to experience both cities, you know.
Yeah, you should check out the website, Yorkton
I am.
Film Festival.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
And then I'm just figuring out the logistics of like your travel and stuff. So you're gonna, for sure that you're driving, then okay, that's easier. You can
Yeah.
just do the mileage that way and then your per diems and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the cool things also about the whole Yorkton thing is one of the teams from the 48 last year won the Gold Sheaf, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
The gold, I think they call it. Yeah, their 48 film played at Yorkton and won the Gold Sheaf, and they have another film that they made, not from the 40, but they made another film and it got in, and it's also up for a Gold Sheaf Award again. So that's cool stuff. Actually, it's actually pretty cool. So that they'll be up there, and so it'll be good to see them in their film and all the other stuff that's there too. So, but aside from that, I'm looking forward to the screening. I'm super hyped up about it, and
yeah, there'll be a lot of people coming. NFB, I guess there's the galas on Saturday.
No, I'm talking about your screening, our screening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's good. No, I'm looking forward to our screening because and so just so I can kind of format the thoughts to you.
Oh,
guys.
yes. So another thing is we're might be partnering with the RPL, so he might just have it there. So I'm just waiting to hear back from Thomas because I'm gonna create an event poster for it
Mhm.
to see if it's all good, because it is a bigger space there at the RPL. It's just like one street over. It's actually like a theater there, and then we can have the thing there. And that way more people can come. It's not gonna be so squishy in here.
Hmm.
And they probably have better sound and all that kind of stuff than we have. So yeah, I'm most likely cross fingers, but he said that most likely it'll happen, but he'll get back to me
Okay.
on that. And then, yeah, so that's exciting. I mean, then people can, all the workshop people can invite their friend, and that's why I want to put out a poster too, so the public can come watch if they wanted to.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so just so you know, like what I'll do is I'll collect their films probably on that Monday. Like we're doing the screening on Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I need to collect the films on Sunday.
Yeah, I would say Sunday, just so we're not like panicking if they don't have
Yeah. I'm gonna tell them to have it done by like Saturday evenings. They can't go out or anything.
So that way we can get the films to RPL like Monday possible, so that they can have everything all set up and stuff.
Well, I was concerned. Well, the thing is, no, if they're gonna lay it out on a timeline and do it that way, I'm fine with that. I have no problem with it. But I thought I would do that. But if they're gonna do that, that would make my life easier.
Yeah.
And so yeah, let's get it to them. Let them handle it. I won't.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's not put me in the mix. I don't want to do that. Like, cause then that takes me out of like a lot of other stuff. And so
yeah. Then you can just focus on, you can be like in the front speaking or whatever it is, and then they can just do all the audio and all that stuff.
Yeah. And also like, I know like people with their last minute stuff, one of the things that could happen, and it's also good if you guys, if you facilitated on your end to RPL or whomever is going to do it, because then what happens is if they have questions for me and stuff, which they probably will, that normally happens like on the eve or a day or so before, they'll probably have questions via email, or I'll probably give them my text or something. They can message me. That way, if they have issues or challenges, they can always message me and we can we'll make sure we address
I'll put you on the email once I hear from Thomas, and then I'll put you on there just so that, because I know last time he put the sound guy on the thread too. So like if he had questions or whatever he needed or was missing, then he'd just email us back. Yeah. So I'm gonna message him, just say like, hey, it's getting close.
Okay.
It's time's flying by so fast. I'm just like, Jesus, it's already like it's the Cathedral Village Arts Festival next weekend, and then it's that thing the next weekend.
Oh.
Yeah. It's been a busy May, so that's probably why time's flying by.
Yeah, I mean, and we only had a month to do this, so I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, like, I mean, people make movies in 48 hours, but if we're giving them a month to make a film, this shouldn't be too much of a challenge. I mean, it's a challenge, but it's, you know, like the urgency is kind of like, hey, have your films shot by this weekend. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, it's like, you know, because you really don't have a lot of time. That's going to be in my email. You don't have a lot of time. You should probably have your film shot by the end of the weekend and no later than that. Because really you're going to be under the gun and you got to hand your thing in on Sunday, the following Sunday. I don't think you want that, you know? So that's what I'm going to kind of say, I think.
I feel people might do their own 48-hour thing. It's like,
yeah. They're gonna wind up doing it the last weekend. They're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna start everything, you know. So, you know, maybe. Well, as long as you guys feel everything's good and I'm feeling good. I feel better than I did last. Well, at least it was the end of the class last week, was just threw me off so badly. But right now, like I feel like I gave you.
That's fine. I mean, nobody really, you know, by that time, basically, it's like whatever, you know. And then I know Esperanza is coming to pick up equipment sometime this week before the weekend.
Mm,
And I haven't heard anybody else. And
Mm.
I'll probably try to shoot this weekend, at least Sunday, Monday or Sunday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what you got, kiddo.
Oh gosh. I have the idea. I just need to find an actor or someone to help me out. I'm like, darn, all my actor friends are in Saskatoon or
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll work it out, and I'm looking
Yeah.
forward.
Oh,
to
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. Thank you for your time and energy, and this was great. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was awesome. It was good.
Thanks. Cool. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.